Spain, Li Yifang from China, Tatiana Lysenko from the Commonwealth of Independent States, Silvia Mitova from Bulgaria, Oksana Shusavitina from the Commonwealth of Independent States, Kim Zmeskal from the USA, and Lavinia Milosevic from Romania.
Pour vous communiquer quelques informations officielles et publicitaires. Fun Radio et la radio officielle.
They don't carry the scores from the semi-finals through with them, but they do help to give an indication of who's going where.
Était fourni par Active, la Mutuelle Nationale des Sports et l'assureur officiel.
That's the order of competition for the men's event as well. Mike Bella from Germany won, Paigil Su from North Korea second, Igor Korobchinsky third, Mark Soon from the USA fourth, Li Jing fifth, Guo Lin Yao from China sixth, Hikaru Tanaka from Japan will compete seventh, Valeri Belenki, the defending champion, will go eighth, and the final competitor, Yoshiaki Hatakeda. That's a draw. It doesn't reflect where they finished at all in the semi-finals. But Belenki going through as the reigning champion. And the leader at the semi-final stage was Paigil Su from North Korea. He scored 9.85. Korobchinsky and Vitaly Sherbo from the Soviet Union in equal second with 9.8. But going back to the round before that, Sherbo scored below Korobchinsky, and therefore he has to go out because there's only two nations allowed. That must be really galling when you've actually scored 9.8 and suddenly you realize that because there are only two gymnasts from each nation allowed in the final, you're out, even though you've just shown that you are in the top 3 or 4 in the world. The spread here, very tight indeed in that men's pommel horse final. 9.7 the last qualifier. That was Mark Sohn from the USA, and 9.85 Paigil Su. In the women's floor, it was Kim Zmeskal who led the qualifiers with 9.937. The defending champion, Oksana Shusavitina, who we just saw win bronze on the vault. She shared gold in Indianapolis with Kristina Bontash, who's not competing. There are nevertheless two Romanians in the final, Maria Nekulitsa and Lavinia Milosevic. That's Oksana Shusavitina, who got into this final by right, and if you're looking for a head-to-head, it would be between her and this girl, Kim Zmeskal from the USA, who led the qualifiers, that explosive gymnast. Scored 9.937. 6 judges, remember, and the top and bottom scores are discounted. One judge gave her 10 in the semi-final. The only 10 score given by any judge in the floor semi-final. So the 6 judges gave 9.95, 10, 9.95, 9.9, 9.95, and 9.9, which means the 10 and one of the 9 nines go out, and the middle 4 average comes through to 9.937. First to go on the floor then, Maria Nekolica. Really lively, sprightly performance from Maria Nekolica. She was the Romanian all-around champion in 1990. Got a team gold, of course, at Indianapolis, but wasn't in the top 3 Romanians there. Comes originally from Hunedoara. And the men, Mike Belle from Germany, starting on the pommel horse. A very confident start, good rhythm. No crisis points so far. And Mike Belle going through that very confidently indeed. Well, Mike Belle showing the way. Well, there's a happy lady. 9.887 for Maria Nekolica. Henrietta Arnodi onto floor, second to go. Beautiful landing from the full in back out. She took bronze in Athens in the European Championship, and also took silver in the Europa Cup in Brussels. So she's well capable of winning a medal on this piece of apparatus as well. The triple twist. And this really is, again, a stunning exercise. The way it's put together is really meant to maximize it as a spectacle, and the judges can't help but be impressed. Very dramatic. Again, a superb landing from her. She really is in good form, and then that wonderfully dramatic ending. Well, Arnodi certainly France's favourite at the moment. She was a little tiny waif when she first came onto the scene, was immediately recognized as being incredibly talented, and now beginning to mature and add a lot of grace and elegance to her performances. Look at the lines she achieves. And on to pommel. Paegil Su. Led the qualifiers. Very, very strong gymnast, has established a really good rhythm. Mike Bella scored 9.7. And Paegil Su putting in another incredibly fluent and difficult exercise. The travel in Flair's half spindle. The spindle, the longitudinal spin. And Sonia Fragois from Spain. Fragois really in exalted company here. Good strength and height in the double back finish. A real talent, Sonia Fragois. She's not 15 until November. Came fourth in the Junior Europeans in 1990 in Athens. Originally from Madrid. And trains there as well with Jesus Cabal. Well, Anodi took the lead on the floor, 9.912. This is not Igor Korobchinsky. This is Vitaly Sherbo, who's come into the competition. They've left out Korobchinsky, who was the one on our sheets down to qualify. Well, you never know what Leonid Arkiev is going to do. Deciding there that Sherbo, who was equal second with Korobchinsky, was going to be the man to go through at the last minute. Vitaly Sherbo on pommel. Li Yifang. Fang with a very dramatic exercise, perhaps not the difficulty in her tumbles that some of the exercises contain. But nevertheless, plenty of strength left at the end, and the Chinese women in particular used to be very conspicuous because of their lack of endurance strength, and you could see that they were running out at the end. Sherbo, 9.85. So he goes equal first with Pei Gil-soo. And this is Mark Sohn from the USA. Treble missing out the saddle, then goes back, working in between the handles. Good Thomas flares. Move named after Kurt Thomas, one of his compatriots. And a very tall, long-legged gymnast, Mark Sohn, in some ways ill-suited for this piece of apparatus, but goes through it well. Li Yifang scored 9.812. Puts her joint third with 4 gymnasts gone. Henrietta Anodi in the lead with 9.912. Tatiana Lysenko. Tried to disguise the overbalance, but in the end had to give up to make sure that she stayed on her feet and inside the 12-meter area. The thing that immediately strikes me is that the choreography is so clever and so much more exact than some of the other gymnasts. Tatiana Lysenko, beautiful exercise. Somebody who's not quite too sure. A double layout. Now that was perhaps her worst moment, right on the end of the first tumbling combination. Li Jing from China now to the pommel horse. Mark Sohn scored 9.725. Can he get it right? Lovely line. 2 half spindles on the end. 1.5 spindles. And turning around. My goodness, it's difficult to keep track on them. The speed of that sequence. Oh, and a great exercise from Li Jing. Triumph. They really are brilliant when everything goes right. All the contents there, all the amplitude, all the excitement. And when it all goes together without mistakes. It makes for very exciting gymnastics. Sylvia Mitova to the floor. Tatiana Lysenko scored 9.887. So it's still Henry Anodi in the lead with 9.912. Well, she lost it totally, and she's limped off. She was meant to go back across the floor on that tumble run. The moment she stopped from the punch front, you knew that something had gone badly wrong. I'm not sure whether she just lost her concentration and everything totally, or whether she's actually hurt herself. It is quite possible for a gymnast to have a real blank, concentrating there. That big double straight back somersault punches out of it, and she doesn't really appear to be in any distress. So I can only think that she was all wrong. That was meant to go straight into another tumbling sequence along the other diagonal. She was very low there, but recovered it seemingly quite well. Again, looking at her face, she doesn't appear to be in any enormous trouble. Li Jing scored 9.85 on the pommels to go equal first. Now Guo Lin Yao. Oh, look at that beautiful reverse travel in flares. Of course, you're absolutely blind doing that, so the hand placements have to be exact from practice. Classic pommel work, really keeping the flares down to a minimum. Very complicated hand changes. Again, what a contrast. To the men's floor, where both the Chinese gymnasts in that final got themselves into all sorts of problems. On the pommel horse, they've gone through their exercises really beautifully. That was the only even quarter moment of hesitation as he went through into the finish. That's Oksana Shusovitina, waiting for the judges to signal that she can go. They have to come up with a score for Sylvia Mitova, even though she only completed her first tumbling run. Well, Henrietta Anodi in this floor final in the lead at the moment, but all the really strong challenge still to come. Shusovitina here, the joint world champion in Indianapolis, next to go. Then Kim Zmeskal, who was the leader through the semi-final stage. And then finally Lavinia Milosevic, who finished fourth, just out of the medals in Indianapolis. So 3 medalists from Indianapolis still to come. And Guo just behind Li Jing and Pegel Suk, 9.837 in the bronze position at the moment. So Shusovitina trying to defend the gold she won in Indianapolis. Oh, and a foot out there. A 10th away. So she certainly cannot beat Anodi. She's being marked out of 9.9. Tight back finish. And she got beautiful height into all her movements all the way through the exercise. And I think we'll see here in a moment that one foot went outside the area on the opening tumble. That wasn't it. That was the finish. Hikaru Tanaka from Japan to the pommel horse. Travel into the flares section. Oh, half spindle, and again. Circling the body round the arms and then twisting it lengthwise as well. And that was a bit special. Beautiful. Little spin. Here he goes again, just changing the body direction. Here he comes. Kim Zmeskal from the USA. Shusavitana scored 9.8. Zmeskal therefore still has to beat Onodi, who scored 9.912. She'll never be graceful. The tumbling combinations are spectacular. What goes in between is not really that elegant. It just depends on how the judges decide to mark it. The three whip backs you see, and still plenty of pace and strength to go into that double tuck back. It's incredibly difficult work. Valeri Belenki, the champion from Indianapolis, on the pommel horse to defend his title. Oh, it's the sheer difficulty of the moves. Oh, and there it goes. In the semi-final, he found that transition into the shears section difficult. Managed to get away with it with a hesitation then, but that time actually collapsed onto the apparatus. Incredible difficulty in this early section. But then we go, there it is, he's changing from flares into, and comes down, you see, from that vertical position. and struggles. And Zmeskal goes into the lead, 9.937. She's gone ahead of Anodi, repeating the score she got in the semi-final. And last to go, Lavinia Milosevic, who finished 4th in Indianapolis. Beautiful pull-in back out the punch front at the end of a 5-move tumbling sequence. There goes any chance she had. Just off balance. They packed so many moves now into these tumbling combinations that everything has to be exactly right. And that's where Zmeskal is so good. She really does pile in the difficulty and seems to manage to turn it out every time. And the Lenki score up, 9.375. Lavinia Milosevic, like him, had a little fall in the middle of her exercise. There's the punch front out of that. Very difficult full in, back out. Yoshiaki Hatakeda. Well, he's been through 2 full spindles, done in 4 halves already. The moves are all there, but he doesn't quite get the cleanness of line that some of the other gymnasts achieve. Like getting better as he goes on. It's normally the other way around. Yes, got the rhythm going. Came through stronger and stronger as the exercise progressed. Lavinia Milosevic scoring 9.3. Yes, very, very good, powerful finish for Yoshiaki Hatakeda. So that's another 2 finals decided. Just waiting for confirmation of the results. But the golds, I can tell you, have gone to Kim Zmeskal. And the pommel horse shared between Paigil Su and Li Jing. Hatakeda 9.762. And Zmeskal delighted. She always had the potential to do it in the all-around section of the last World Championships. She scored 9.987, which is the highest score on floor there. Made a little tiny mistake in the final there and only took bronze, but she got it all right this time. 9.937 gold for Kim Zmeskal to go with that all-around gold that she won in Indianapolis. Henrietta Anodi this time has to settle for silver. And there the lesser placings. Shusavitana, who was defending her championship, right down in 7th place. Well, there's been obviously, in fact, sorry, that rather caught me because I'd forgotten that Sherbo had got 9.852, so it's a triple first there for Pei Gil Su, Vitaly Sherbo and Li Jing. So there will be no silver or bronze medalists, 3 golds